Hi, I'm Dr. Drew, and this is Dr. Drew After Dark. Please be advised that Dr. Drew After Dark may contain sexually oriented content and be unsuitable for young children.
Hey everybody, welcome to Dr. Drew After Dark. Don't forget merch. What's the actual address again? Merchmethod.com/Tom Segura, is that right?
That is
correct. Merch Method. I've been chanting about it like crazy on my little streaming show I do. Check out that streaming show, by the way. I do a little Sunday live show with live calls. Sign up at drdrew.tv. And get the t-shirts at merchmethod.com/Tom Segura. And people still love the one that embarrasses me the most. And I...
What's the shirt? Just go ahead and say it. It's a great shirt.
Don't ever put anything bigger than this in your anus. Who asked me that in the first place?
Don't prolapse.
Was that you?
Don't prolapse. Yeah, I think so, right?
It was either Christina or Tom.
Probably one of you
guys.
No,
it was Tommy. It was Tommy.
Dr. Drew After Dark at gmail.com. And, of course, 818-253-1693 for the voice message. We appreciate it very much. You heard, you know, I don't needs no introduction. Christina's here. What's going on?
I love you.
I love you too.
You're a saint.
Uh-oh.
The Robert Paul Champagne video.
The tour? Is it up yet?
Of course, it's
the
been
tour.
up.
No.
The tour.
Tour. No, we're holding on to that.
You haven't seen the tour?
No. The house.
The house tour,
Yes. No, I did not get to see that. But first, let me acknowledge you as being a kind human being, a compassionate human being.
Well, look at this.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this just before the mic heated up. If you remember the first time you showed me the tried out video.
I do.
And what did I say? Oh
my God, why are you showing me this?
Well, there was that. But what did I say about my feelings about...
Oh, the trauma.
I said I feel really bad.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for Robert Paul Champagne.
But we sucked that compassion right out of you.
You did, and now I feel worse. Now I really feel bad.
I feel like a psycho?
No, I don't feel like a psycho, but I feel like we've upset him, and I feel terrible about that because I have a little connection with him. And I have to be super careful because I use terminology that I consider to be non-pejorative and non-judgmental and just matter of fact about the human experience, right? So I just see varieties of humans. And so if I say something like hoarding, right, which I think Robert Paul has a thing with, I don't mean that pejoratively. I don't mean that negatively. It's just that's his thing.
That's the behavior.
And it would not have been fun if he were not a hoarder, by the way. He got some interesting stuff in his house.
May I, in his defense?
Yes.
Because he just lost his mother, he said, in December of 2019. Now, as someone, I lost my mother 4 years ago. You inherit a lot of stuff when somebody passes. And all of that was from his mother. And it can be very hard to let go of. I'm still letting go of her items. So in his defense, it's an emotional, obviously, as is hoarding in general.
Yeah. And he can't let go of all that food, which did not come from mom. And he can't get load of the Santeria. You haven't seen this yet.
I haven't seen that, but... He has a Santeria altar. Is that real?
It's not Santeria. He has an altar. It's not Santeria.
Okay.
It's specifically not Santeria.
And is it really?
But it's for the devil.
It's for the devil. And is he serious or he's just saying? Okay.
He seemed pretty serious about it.
The most important question is, how did you get him to wear a sweater?
I know. I think he was out of respect. That's again why I feel bad. He was very respectful, and he wore pants, and
he wore pants even.
I know, even, and I love him. I love Robert
Paul.
Him
too.
Yes.
I love him too.
And so it's sad when we upset him, and if he feels that we're like judging him, because that's not what I'm doing.
No.
Some of the things that I've spoken that he could get upset with are things that I worry about for him.
Yes. What are your worries for him?
I worry about the rodent situation and not the rodent, the insect situation
in his apartment.
Yeah.
Probably in the whole building.
No.
Oh, okay. You don't think it's? But like, what do you mean, like bed bugs and?
Sure, but
those pretty common in New York.
You need to see the tour.
Okay.
I think you need to see.
I'll check it out.
And
when is that coming out, Native?
Ever since he expressed that he was upset with us, we decided to hold on to it until we smooth things over.
I got you. Okay.
That's fine. And I don't want him to think it. I wear his costumes. I wear some of his things.
You still wear it?
Do you see the tour?
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you brought some back with you.
No. I wore them in the room there.
Okay.
And he kindly let me do that.
That's nice.
And he sees the whole thing he does as play.
I understand. Yes, right. But is it though?
Well, I asked him multiple times. Is it about a masturbatory routine? I like giving other people pleasure.
He did say
taking them away from their things, from their worries.
But when you say that, aren't you really saying that about yourself? When you're like, I do it for this thing. He's trying to get away from his own thing.
Maybe he likes doing it, right? He really digs it, and he's certainly very creative. And I want to go with him outside the apartment So if the issue is he's upset with what we were talking about the apartment, is that we were, in any way speaking negatively about his home. Tom and I want to take him to a fine restaurant.
I would love to see you guys have a steak dinner and see what that is like.
Robert, you are invited to a steak dinner with me and Tom Segura. Or I want to go with him down to Coney Island and see the...
I would like to see the show.
Yeah.
Now, he has a big thing about drag queens. He's brought this up before.
He's not happy. The gender stuff is very disturbing to him.
What do you think what's going on? What's that about?
It's almost like I would want him to speak to this, but I think what I learned from him was that the leather culture and the gay community he was was sort of its own whole, and that these other things have begun.
Quite a metaphor.
Well, it's
a brown,
WHOLE
hairy hole,
and it's something that's getting eroded and sort of change, and he doesn't like seeing it change by these other forces and things and other things getting involved with it. He likes what it was, that culture.
And what's interesting, he said in the interview, was that you took it like a man. There was no crying. It was actually a very masculine form of gayness. And I think for him, it feels like the drag queens are like feminizing.
Yes.
And he doesn't like that softness.
He doesn't.
His gay stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
His gay is masculine gay. That's it.
He's a fucking butt pounder. Called like that.
Like
that. What would you be if you were gay?
Running.
You never had a gay moment in college?
I did not. I think I had a gay, I think developmentally it's very common for young boys like 8 to 12 to start having sort of not romantic feelings, but sort of I don't know what they are, affectionate feelings towards males and peers and stuff. And I remember that kind of feeling and didn't really think much of it.
Yeah.
And then it kind of went away.
And have you ever been given a BJ on a ride at Disneyland?
By a male?
No, just by a woman, a lady. You ever finger banged anybody on Pirates of the Caribbean?
No, I don't think.
Oh, that means yes.
No.
There's a Ferris wheel in your past.
No, I don't think so. I don't like, though my wife does.
Okay.
I don't like the public stuff.
Oh, your wife does?
Yes.
And do you guys indulge?
She one time. I did. There was one time.
Now, this is why it's called Dr. Drew After Dark, bitches.
There was one time in the car.
Yeah.
As we drove into our neighborhood, which is normally a dark, secluded, long sweeping driveway up into the hills. And as this got going, we noticed thousands of people descending and coming and surrounding our car. It was one of those. There was a period where they'd have these flash parties. They'd had one in our neighborhood, and as we got maybe hundreds and hundreds of kids surrounding our car, there's 5 cop cars right next to us now too. Well, and they're greeting me by name, and
they're like, "What's up, Dr. Drew?" Yes. And did you have were you naked? Your schmeckle?
No, everything was put away quickly.
Okay. Yeah. Were you doing it in the moment?
No, this was oral sex.
Wow, look at you. No wonder you guys have a healthy marriage. Congratulations.
That was quite a moment.
Good for you.
I told Carolla about it. It was glorious as far as he was concerned. now he had something.
I love it. Look at you swinging out. I love it. Dr. Drew After Dark. Damn, homie. You nasty as hell, Drew. Shit, I knew it.
So
it's always the buttoned up ones.
Oh my God, what else we're gonna talk about?
I have an issue with you.
You had some stuff. Oh, you had some stuff for me.
First of all, you guys, you talked a lot about me being obsessed. You said obsessed with Brown on the episode with Enny.
Me and Tom. Oh, me and Enny.
No,
yeah.
You brought me up, and I have to say, I've never felt so validated and seen.
Good.
Before.
We understood you.
Yes, and I would like to thank you for that.
It's a pleasure.
Secondly, what I don't like is that you've given Enny
a pass.
Yeah.
That's a pass. I validated.
What the fuck, man? He's walking around thinking it's normal to not Brown.
I didn't say it was normal. I said you're fine. I actually.
What are you doing?
Look, he could get something called, I think I mentioned on the show, something called toxic megacolon, which is the colon can lose its ability to move.
Oh,
things
just
through.
that. That's nothing, Enny.
But he seems to have mastered them. He's absolutely the ninja master of shit.
Yeah.
And he has, how many flushes did he say per episode?
I think he said at least 6.
At least 6. And it's clearly a deeply he has the whole story about with his mom, his kid, as a kid, and it's very deeply psychological. but I don't want him to feel bad about it. He's going to harm himself, or that people get weird obsessions about brown having to get out of the body and all this other stuff.
But don't you feel gross if you don't brown? I brown in the morning after my coffee, and I find if I miss that window, I just feel full and uncomfortable.
No, I have no awareness.
What?
Yeah, but I take shit tons of Metamucil, which really puts a lot of bulk into the whole situation. I know you like this conversation.
I love this
chatting. And so I'm more frequent than I used to be.
How many times are you going a day?
One, but I could go 3-4 without noticing it.
What?
When I was
but when you were what?
When I was not taking all the bulk.
So wait, but didn't you say that was bad to go 3 or 4 times a day?
No, I could go 3 or 4 days.
Oh.
Without noticing even.
Oh, wow. Okay, but from a psychological stance, so you're saying you don't want to kind of put it into Enny's head that it's abnormal because we don't want to get him.
Everyone's giving him grief, and I'm gonna go on Team Enny.
I see.
Yeah,
I'm on Team Enny.
It's unusual. And I worry about this one thing medically, but I don't worry about it. I don't worry about psychologically. I don't worry about there's something gross about it. I don't worry about those kinds of things.
I worry about the psychological elements.
Yeah, but he's pretty good. He's pretty functions very well,
functional,
right?
Yeah.
This is not a sign of some major psychiatric problem at all.
Oh, I think it is.
What's he got?
Look, what did he? As a comedian,
what did he get past me?
As a comedian who studied nothing,
but lots of brown,
lots of shit talk.
Brown and Thomas Aquinas.
That's right. Let me tell you. But don't you think that holding on to it? That's a control. It's a control. It's an OCD, or what is that?
Well, but people want to, like Freud made a lot of that. Is he massively OCD? Is he counting and doing that?
I don't know.
No, he's not.
I'm pretty OCD too. I have my own things.
Yeah, OCD is a biology that goes with anxiety and panic and things like that.
So he's probably got some kind of anxiety thing going.
I'm sure some kind of thing.
I do.
But he also, this is a deeply held, almost like belief, but the
brown.
Yeah, keeping the brown.
Holding it in.
Yeah.
I must hold it in. I feel safer when it's in.
Yeah, control it, probably safer.
Controlling.
We should get him in here. He needs to speak for himself.
Oh, yeah, he will.
You and I.
We're going to get him back in here.
Maybe when I think I'm coming on your guys' show soon when I come on.
I can't wait.
When I come on, that's
and by the way, we are all Team Enny. I don't want him to think we're bad.
That's what I told Nadav. I was like,
look.
He's
don't
the best.
Put words in my mouth. We're all just concerned.
Yeah, we're concerned.
We're just
no. What I told you, I called. What did I do? I called you and I said,
him.
Kit, cut some of this stuff out. I don't want Enny to be upset. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay. And he goes.
He wasn't
He wasn't upset.
He goes.
We love.
He goes. Yeah. Well, we made promos out of those segments. I was like, Jesus Christ. Well, yeah. You guys are brutal.
You gotta do my job. I gotta produce, Drew. I gotta pick the good moments.
Oh my God.
We're brutal, but because we love and we want people to be their best. That's the truth. And we do it through beratement and humiliation. The only way we know how.
Well, tell me about your TikTok.
Go ahead.
What's going on with all that? I try to understand it.
My curations?
Yeah.
Well, much like
how
you.
How much time do you spend
so much.
That?
Listen, I do it for the thrill and the joy that I bring.
All I get, when I go on TikTok, all I get is the same looking young lady with a crop top doing the same dance.
You're not looking in the right places.
How is that? I just go same one over and over and over again. Am I doing that?
Yeah, you're doing it because you're promoting a healthy algorithm. What you need to do.
How do you find
you have to promote the unhealthy algorithm.
How do you find those?
So you're going into TikTok. Let's say you find something that's a little outside the margins, a little weird. You hit heart.
Oh.
Now you're telling the program, I like weird shit, man. You're liking normal stuff. And
I don't like anything. I just start flipping through, and that's what I get.
So it doesn't know your preferences.
Look.
Yeah, this chick's next. Go. The minute you find someone remotely weird.
Does that look any different than the other chick?
That means I've never seen this TikTok in my life. I've never.
Right?
Is this the same girl? This is the same girl.
It's not. I told you they all look the same. And there's a volcano, and then there's like a...
Hold on. What's the volcano?
It's somebody with brown hair.
No. I know. I'll help you. Give me your phone.
Is this because I'm a male that I get sent this stuff?
Give me your phone for like a week, and I'll set you straight. This is good. This is tragedy. It's like a dragon. You're going to like that. Okay. There you go. Now you're on your way, bruh. Oh, you have to sign up for it. You're not even signed up.
Oh, maybe that's the problem.
Drew, you're not even... Okay. Let me give you a tutorial after.
Okay. Sign up for TikTok.
Now, I actually have a legitimate medical question for you apropos our mental health discussion we just had about Enny.
About Brown?
About no psychological OCDs. So I have generalized anxiety disorders, what I was diagnosed with. And I've been taking Lexapro, 10 milligrams a day. I love it. It's been great. Am I going to create holes in my brain?
No.
Am I going to get Alzheimer's?
No. Zero.
Definitive.
Especially a weak, low dose Lexapro.
Is that weak?
Weak SSRI, low dose, no way.
Okay, what about alcohol? May I have wine?
Yes.
See, but my friends who are also on it were like, my psychiatrist says no alcohol.
How much are they on? Maybe they're on a
same dose, 10 or maybe 20. 20
is a significantly higher dose. That's twice. You might have an issue there, but even there, you'd say once in a while.
I don't drink a lot, but
you're fine.
It's not going to make holes in my brain.
No.
Okay.
No, where'd you get that
Alzheimer's.
idea?
Somebody fucking email me, and I'm like, Christina, you can't take whatever you're taking and drink, and that you're going to get holes in your brain. And I was like, thank you. Thank you, stranger on the internet, for making me worried for no reason.
And where did we get this idea of holes in the brain?
Alzheimer's?
Holes in the brain are called strokes.
Oh.
So what are they talking about? I was thinking about my friend Mark Argos the other day. He goes, I'm off splendid because they convinced me there'd be holes in my brain. I thought... I didn't challenge it. I'm so like, what is he talking about? Like a PET scan where the blood flow is down in certain areas. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, what is dementia?
Dementia is neuronal loss, destruction of brain tissue.
And isn't it like a hole, like
it's
a black
tau
hole
protein.
in your brain?
No, it's generalized. It's cortical. No holes.
God, you and your just science speak.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Okay, I have another question. Right. I want to do that. Is it called the BRCA test for breast?
Yes, we'll do it. Go put color.com and send your spit, and they do BRCA as well as 28 others.
Okay, now explain to me exactly what this is, the BRCA.
BRCA are essentially, these are all genes. DNA, right, has to replicate. And the replication process is biochemically, it's a miracle that it happens. I mean, it's so complicated. It has to unwind and snip and backfill. There's all these mechanisms that have to work, and it's just proteins following thermodynamics that make it happen. There's no brain there doing it. It's just chemical processes, and the entropy and enthalpy working itself out in these macromolecules. And inevitably, there are mistakes. Yeah. And so there are proteins that are responsible to go back and repair the mistakes, because there always are mistakes. Well, certain of us, me, have an Ashkenazi Jew background. You're
Ashkenazi?
Yeah.
So is this one,
right?
right?
I've got 50%.
Shit.
He's like 100%.
Yeah, I'm like 90%.
Yeah,
you're one corroded gene. Yeah, no, I'm not, and I thought I was. I'm not.
Okay,
I wish.
So Hungarian Jew, common, right?
Yeah.
Lots of those out here. So some of those repair DNA molecules, or repair molecules, aren't so good. They aren't so efficient. So I have something called Lynch syndrome, which has associated with GI cancers and things like that. And then BRCA is the one for breast.
Okay. So it's a predictor of whether or not I will likely get it. Is that the deal?
Yeah. Again, most of the predictions were done in Ashkenazi Jews, interestingly. That was the original population. But, if you have one of those, they give you a geneticist that you'll meet with at the end if you have any abnormalities at all. It's $200.
That's
crazy.
Isn't that an amazing resource?
5 years ago, it would have been $10,000.
Of course.
It's ridiculous. So I make all my patients do that. It's color.com.
Oh, you have patients? Mm-hmm. Really? Medical ones?
I saw a bunch yesterday.
Really?
I talked to a bunch on the way in here.
That's amazing. Because I'm getting very paranoid that I'm 43. People my age are getting all these things, and I've been putting off getting my physical because I'm like, well, I gotta move. I do, yeah, but I'm putting it off because I'm like, I gotta move in 2 weeks. What if I find out I have cancer and then I have to start chemotherapy before I move into the house? I want to make sure I'm unpacked before I go into treatment.
Jesus, you've already got yourself diagnosed.
1 foot in the grave.
Is there any cancer in your family?
Grandma died of breast cancer.
At what age?
Of 40 something.
Oh.
Yeah. My mom just had like minor benign things removed from her breast, but I've not had so far.
And no colon or pancreas or anybody.
No, we're cockroaches. We're just alcoholics who eat sausage and we live and live and live.
That's my wife's family.
But my mom.
I was so happy to get those genes into my because it
so resilient.
Yeah.
Well, my mom died of she had lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's. Am I gonna die of that too?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay. Can I test for that on color.com?
There are some hematologic things in there. Yeah, I think there are. But there's no way you have something like that.
No.
But yeah, I think they have a couple of those genes in there. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and if you're positive, they will test your first degree relatives for $50.
Oh,
isn't that crazy?
That's really neat.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I don't want any of my first degree relatives to live though. They're not that great.
Well. just your dad you're talking about.
I got just my dad. Yeah, I got a couple of good cousins somewhere.
Can we ever get your dad in here?
Oh, never. He would be like, oh, you're going to make fun of me. Like,
Nadav, how great would that be?
Oh, it would be fantastic if he would.
I'd interview him very serious, and then, of course, we talk about him afterwards. That's the problem. but I would interview him very seriously.
I wish he would. He's not into it. He wouldn't. No.
It's so disappointing.
I know. We should bring your wife in here. I think people want to talk about.
Oh, yeah, sure.
When you talk medical stuff, do you talk medical to her? And is she like...
Not really. Because she's on some of these... We're doing these little streaming things right now where people are asking me medical questions. And her response to always is, how do you know so much?
That's what I'm saying. Because I imagine being her when I'm listening to you. I'm like, how does this motherfucker know this much? How are you keeping your brain healthy?
It's thousands of years of training. The training is crazy. But I will tell you that I've had a very unique experience because I was working both in psychiatric hospital and in medical hospital at the same time and sort of carrying on two careers and seeing lots of things. Like there's nothing I haven't seen. And so I feel like that kind of experience is not... that's why I want to kind of give it back now. I just want to just answer people's questions because there aren't a lot of young physicians trained with all that anymore.
No.
And it's bothering me.
Well, I just think there aren't a lot of people made like you anymore. Like people that give a shit. You intrinsically care about people.
I guess so, because I noticed a lot of them are like, 5 o'clock, got to get out of here. It's like, that I don't understand at all.
No.
Our thing was like, that's when we dig in. Let's plan to stay here till midnight. Here we go.
Yeah. You're a good American.
Thank you.
You're a solid citizen.
Thank you. Speaking of which, you wanted to ask me about the political run?
Yeah. What are you doing? Are you going to run for president?
Zero. None.
Why?
No. So because I was talking about how mobilized I am emotionally by our homeless, all of our problems in California. California's a goddamn mess. And I was on Corolla's podcast and I was sort of musing about it. So, I think I'm in Schiff's district. Maybe I ought to run against Schiff. I just brought that out. Well, the Hill calls me. You need to do an interview. And I don't do print interviews because they always distort everything you say. You realize how fake news is when they write a story about you.
Oh, yeah.
Because they...
Oh, it's completely wrong.
So I said, look, you transcribe what I say, I'll do it because I'm going to say something very clearly to you that I am not running for Congress. She did it. God bless her. I really appreciated that. And then 5 other outlets distorted every word that she put down the paper. It was a great study in fake news. It was really incredible.
Yes.
And every other outlet was, he's running.
Yeah.
Even though the article was about how I am not running.
You're not running. I wish you would, though.
But I was in Sacramento a couple days ago, gave a talk, and
well, weren't you in the White House? Didn't you talk to Trumpy?
Yeah, help with them. Yeah, they're getting. I did a little bit with him, but mostly his smart people that I'm going to try. They were really trying to
about the homelessness stuff.
They're interested.
What do we have to do, Drew? Tell me.
We really want to get into this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I see these people. Okay. It's an epidemic.
We have billions of dollars. We have billions of dollars. We can't touch these people. The laws prevent us from doing.
We can't touch these people physically. You're saying
you can't get near them. You can't treat them.
Why?
Unless they say, "I need help. I need help." As soon as they say, "I'm fine. I don't want anything." 90% of drug addicts don't get treatment. Do you know why? 80% of the 90% say, "I don't need it. Why would I? I'm fine. Relax." Schizophrenia, bipolar, and drug addiction causes something called anosognosia, which is a block in the ability to see it's a block of insight. They can't see what's happening to them. They can't see their illness. So they're whatever, everything's fine. Relax, leave me alone. And if you can't, and now the law in California privileges anosognosia. If you have anosognosia from dementia, well, now we have to treat you.
Right. Why is that?
Because we're idiots.
Yeah.
Because we should have the same approach to any brain disease.
100%.
If your brain isn't working, that blocks your ability to understand what's happening to you and you deteriorate, we need to help you. And believe me, when they get better, they're pissed that people left them deteriorate on the streets. And the real problem is dementia never gets better.
Yeah.
It can't get better. It progresses. Schizophrenia, if you get it early, they can really be helped.
Yeah.
And if you let it go a long time, it's over.
Yeah.
There's no coming back.
Well, aren't there paternal laws in California? There's a seatbelt law. There's taxes on cigarettes. Why can't we?
We were just up there. There's something called Senate Bill 640. Call your congressman, your state officials, which was they brought family members up there saying, please expand the definition of gravely disabled so we can get a conservatorship and bring our loved ones home. We have money. We have doctors. We have a place for them to live and eat. F you. Get out of here. That's what the state Senate said. Get out of here.
Interesting.
And so SB 640, everybody, that needs to be passed. We need to expand gravely disabled. We need to expand conservatorships. We need to modify Prop 47 so my drug addict patients aren't so happy here coming and using because we've made that legal now essentially here. The drug addiction is you just can use. I mean, look in the streets. It's shooting heroin. Wherever you look, they're using. Have you been downtown lately?
No, I haven't been in forever.
It's just wide open in the streets.
Oh dear.
And And then we have to find some kind of environment for care. We have to some sort of.
Where's that?
Well, we're gonna have to build them. We need more psychiatric beds. We've got the money to do it. We just have to do it.
So why are they all? Why are they so? Why is it so visible right now? Like, why is that?
It's because they don't belong in the prison either, and
right.
they've now spilled out of the prison onto the streets. It all started way back with a guy named Robert Felix that convinced President Kennedy to pass the Community Mental Health Act, which closed down all the state hospitals, and no provisions were made for what to do with the people. So they ended up in the nursing homes, the prisons, the streets, and dead. And now we decided they don't belong in the prisons, but they don't.
Yeah, they
don't. And they got them out of the prisons, and no plan for what to do with them. Let them die in the streets. We're losing 3 a day in California, 1 every other day in Sacramento. If this were some other disease state, can you imagine?
I know.
It'd be an outrage.
I know.
This is a brain disease.
It's a mental illness problem.
100%.
A lot of people think it's a homelessness is like a laziness. It's like these people are not lazy. They're mentally ill.
Brain diseases.
Yes, it's untreated.
They need help, and the fact that we don't treat. We're the only. Washington, Oregon, California, only 3 states in any country, in any place in the world where they don't treat mental illness.
Bananas.
It's weird.
It's bananas.
Yeah, it's bananas, exactly. So anyway, I don't want to get too far down.
No, I'm glad we're talking about it. You're the only friend I have smart enough to talk about this stuff.
Well, it drives me crazy. As a physician, I'm watching people die in the streets, and I can't stand it. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly how they can thrive. And it's literally, you can't imagine that feeling. Because I spent 30 years dealing with this population. I've treated them forever.
So we just need to open up psych wards and put them.
We need to have, I think we're going to have some sort of community-based, with a centralized treatment center with community and vocational rehab and some sort of meaningful cultural existence for them. Not the old hospitals,
Right, no, I know.
But we need to have these treatment environments, and we've got 100,000 of them we need to deal with. And some of them are going to need chronic custodial care, and they're not going to be able to leave. A lot of them. Not a lot of them, but a significant percentage. And then what are we going to do with, up in Sacramento, they told me 90% are using meth. 90%.
Ooh, and that's a good drug. That's what makes people
happy and smiley.
Run to the police, light their hair on fire. Basically, you're talking about content creators for your mom's house. So I don't want to lose that demographic at all. Okay. Those are our top producers.
Do we have any videos of any of our people? Do we? Now, can you show us any of my patients?
Yeah. Well, let's start with Britney. Don't you think she could have something going on?
Yeah. Tell us what you think is going on with Britney Spears, Drew.
Guys, this is what my Christmas tree looks like this year.
When was this?
This past Christmas on Instagram.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
What's going to happen here?
So let's have sex.
Is anybody else concerned?
Well, I will say that we are the ones that added in that music because she had something that we can't play. So other than the music choice, the rest is real.
I keep hearing she's trying to get out of her conservatorship, and this is she's alive and thriving because of this conservatorship. If she gets out of it, it's going to unravel. Yeah, I'm very fearful for her.
Mm-hmm. What's going on?
She has severe bipolar disorder.
Yes, I think so. That's what I heard.
Severe, and maybe some substances mixed in there too. Who knows?
Oh, with all that.
I don't know.
What is this?
Does this go on?
Well, I follow her on the gram. I'm pretty familiar with a lot of it. Is like, look at me, I look really hot today. Look at me exercising.
But does she think she's just doing promotional little videos?
Probably.
Like she used to be able to do when she was 22, kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, which I feel bad for her, right?
Yeah, of course.
She's like, she's still a beautiful woman, and she just does not look well.
Doesn't look.
Does she look well to you?
Here's the thing: is that I follow her a lot, so this is the norm for her. Like, I feel like it's not that outrageous because I follow her, so I'm like, this is normal for her.
Does she ever get off the rails more?
No. No, this is it. This is like the bit. This is the high end of the weird
maybe
spectrum.
she just thinks she's doing promotion.
It's
just
she's always modeling. It's fine.
That's her whole life.
I know. I am giving her a break. I'm a fan. I like her. I think she's great.
Now, what about this guy?
One more cover for today. So I'm going to sing "Gimme More" by Britney originally, a cappella with no music in the background, just me. I'm good at this song. So
I can see it's good.
Should be fine. I hope. I know it's gonna be good.
It is. I know it's gonna be good too. This is a cool dude
with this crazy cool mask.
Yeah, cool. It is cool.
It's Britney, bitch.
Yeah, bitch.
I see you, and I just want to dance with you. Every time they turn the lights down, just wanna go the extra mile for you. Public display of affection, Ooh, feels like no one else in the room. Awake and get down like there's no one around. They keep on rocking, on rocking.
You got it?
Rockin'.
You feel like you get it?
I'm having a very strange thought.
Yeah. You like it?
I do like it.
I like it too, actually.
Like it.
All right, Nadav, we've got it. Thank you.
It makes me wonder who David Bowie would have become if he were alive today.
Isn't that, yeah.
Like what would he have morphed into if he had a phone that he did all kinds of weird stuff in front of all day? You know what I mean?
You think Bowie would have gone that far off?
I think he might have gone further.
Really?
He was all about being outrageous and
yes.
And he might have spun out.
You think so?
Because as it was, he couldn't really. No, it was during the Iggy Stardust days.
Ziggy Stardust. Yeah.
If he couldn't do his thing until he got out on stage.
That's
Here,
right.
he'd be morphing and getting feedback and pushing the envelope, and he'd have to compete with guys like that.
That's true.
And who knows?
Creatively leaps and bounds, because he does remind me. Actually, it's a very punk ethic. He kind of reminds me of Richard Hell.
No.
And the Voidoids, that old like 80s, early punk.
Goth.
No, punk, strictly punk, Richard Hell.
But liked by the goth community.
I like him. He could have done that as a punk version. I like it.
Okay, keep going. Wild animals?
Oh, this is insanity. So there's this epidemic of lunatics who are into petting wild animals. We played a clip of
I saw that woman that went into the zoo and got a lion, pet a lion or something.
There was a woman who was getting her mouth licked open by a wolf.
Well, we saw that.
Did you see that shit?
Yeah.
Here's Richard Hell.
My dog's always trying to lick my mouth, and now I know why.
There's Richard Hell.
Okay.
Up the pink. See?
Okay. He looked like that. This guy.
Yeah. And the Voidoids. This is similar to Richard Hell.
Think of what he would have become if he were around today. This is concerning me. It's concerning me because it's like these cool guys don't have a chance.
These cool guys.
Right?
Chance? What do you mean they don't have a chance?
It all makes me feel bad, you see?
Why do you feel bad for them? They don't know that they're being crazy. They don't know. He thinks he's rocking out. He thinks he is Richard Hell. So let him have it.
Sure, he can have it.
Is it Dunning Kruger?
Dunning-Kruger for sure.
Dunning-Kruger for sure.
Dunning-Kruger-esque. Yeah, Dunning-Kruger stuff. So petting wild animals.
Yeah. What do you got, Native?
Okay, so you saw the wild wolves.
Yeah.
And now we have some other people befriending crazy animals. So tell us what's wrong with these people and or animals.
Oh, Jesus. Well, this is what the hell?
Would you do that?
No.
So we're watching.
Why does it have to be why do we have to have all the cleavage and stuff?
Well, it's a fetish.
This is a fetish thing? Alligators and cleavage is a fetish?
Yeah. So for those of you just listening.
Oh my God. There's a fetish for everything.
A woman in like a titty leotard, and she's like playfully petting a crocodile.
It's not just, it's not petting, it's sort of massaging. Yeah. It's
How much money to do that? Like, how much would you take?
Me?
Yeah. We put you in the leotard.
No, thank you.
And then you pet the croc.
No, not gonna happen.
This bitch is so dumb.
She's gonna get that part that's hanging down there chopped off.
Hell yeah.
By the alligator.
How much do you wish that would happen in this video? I wish. What's wrong with people? Why do they do that?
What's wrong with you that you wish you'd have her boobs bitten off? What's wrong with you? Is there more petting crazy animals?
I want that crocodile to snap her tits.
Jesus.
Oh, here you go.
It's a bear?
What the fuck, man?
Oh, no.
Yeah, look at this asshole hugging a bear.
You've heard Bert's bear story, right?
Of course, the whole world has.
Yeah.
Oh, the marshmallow.
This reminds me of that.
Hey, look at this guy. Look at him.
Which I was going to say, if we get my wife in here, we got to get Leanne and you and everybody.
All the wives of these lunatics. Look at this lunatic.
Why don't you just do a Wives of show? You just take over the whole
That's a great idea. I think we should do Wives of. Mm-hmm. Look at this guy. What kind of mental illness does he have?
I mean, is he a bear, trainer?
Enthusiast?
Yeah, he's an enthusiast.
He's just some crazy guy.
No.
But he's biting his leg.
Come on.
Oh, my God.
He knows what he's doing.
Have you ever encountered a bear?
See how big they are?
I know. How big are their penises, bears?
I don't know. It's kind of sometimes these big animals don't have big penises.
What?
Like gorillas they're very small penises.
Seriously? Mm-hmm. What's that all about? What do you think? Let me ask you this. Do you think a man's penis size is proportionate to his tallness, his height?
No.
And his hand size?
Hands, yes, to some extent.
Wait a minute. You just blew open a debate Tom and I have been having for
height
decade.
no, but hands to not a 1-to-1 correspondence, but some correspondence.
Go ahead.
Large, thick, soft tissue in the hands. Is that you
big dong?
Probably.
Yeah.
High probability, reasonable probability.
Have you done an analysis of the races and their penile sizes?
An analysis?
Like, have you done an elaborate study? Are the myths true? Do Asian men have smaller penises? Do African American men have?
I just know my buddy Ken Jong. And so,
I love Dr. Ken.
So he's going to be on the show too.
Oh, good.
That's an N of 1 where it looks like pretty good, as there's a certain amount of micropeni involved with that. Mm-hmm. And I played football, and there was sort of a little survey going on during high school football.
Okay.
And the African American men, generally, not exclusively, but generally.
Wow. What's that all about?
But there's plenty of white dudes that
have big dongs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So. I've seen those. Jews. Jewish boyfriends.
Hungarians.
What? Hungarians. I don't know about that. I never boned a Hungarian guy. No. Okay, let's go somewhere else.
You're actually getting uncomfortable.
Well, I want you to do an elaborate study on this.
I do not want to do a study
which
on
race
penis
has
size.
the biggest penis.
I don't.
Why not? Dedicate your life's work to this.
And who was telling me? Oh, Kate Kennedy, who sat right here.
Yes. Oh, I love Kate Kennedy.
Kate was awesome. And she was saying that we were looking at some African American porn or something. What were we looking at, Nadav? And she goes, "Hey, be very careful with that stuff because it perpetuates this myth of the black male as the sexual predator."
Oh, she was saying that she doesn't like to do interracial porn that has a premise that's kind of racist.
Yeah, and I thought, boy, she is onto something, because there was the Reconstruction period after the Civil War. For 100 years, horrible things were done to black men in the name of that myth. You know what I mean? Like that's where lynching came from and stuff.
Oh, because they had big peners?
No, that they were accused of having sex with white women.
Oh, right, yes.
Really I thought, wow, that's a really, really good point.
So you're saying that my study would somehow be considered inherently racist and
It
insensitive?
could.
That's weird.
Well, the insensitive goes without saying. But it could potentially perpetuate some stereotypes.
Some positive stereotypes about African American men. Okay, I got it. All right.
So
whatever. I have a question for you.
Is it normal to use the same tissue all day long?
Yeah.
Is that the question?
Yeah. Well, when I'm sick and I'm just blowing clear snot, I will use the same tissue all day, and I'll blow my nose, crunch it in the pocket. Oh, my nose is running. Pull out the same snot rag. It's now crunchy. Kind of unravel it. Blow
That's okay. My problem with it, when you really have runny nose, it gets wet. It gets so.
Yeah.
But
just kind of mush it around my hands. Fine.
Don't you do what my wife does, which is hides it in the cushions and just under the bed, under the bed sheet.
I don't know.
So every day it looks like some grandma lives in our house with the contents of a Kleenex box jammed into between the cushions on the couch.
That's inhumane. That's not fair. I keep it to myself.
If I make my bed, I have to go on a spelunking expedition for the tissue under the bed.
So nasty.
Thank you.
Can I ask here's another stupid question. I feel like picking my nose can give me a worse, like one time I was sick.
It irritates your nose, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like one time I was sick with like a clear snot sickness, and then I was aggressively picking my nose, and it turned into a green snot sickness, and I had to get an antibiotic. Did I make myself sicker?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you can introduce stuff with your finger, obviously, but I don't think so. I think
like picking your nose just introduces stuff.
There's a real problem in this world today where people are, reasoning from conclusion. Right.
Oh, okay. What does that mean exactly?
It means you know what the outcome is and you want to reason backwards to the causation.
Okay.
And also seeing association and inferring causation.
Oh, I love this smart speak.
It happens all the time now.
Yes. There's no causal relation, but you put one there.
What did my wife tell you that day? I was like, oh my God, there is a zero causal relation here. She was saying, she goes, whenever the dogs shake their head, like when they wake up, what's the first thing the dog does?
Yeah, they shake it off.
They shake it off.
Yeah.
It means they need to pee.
No.
Well, what's the first thing we do when the dog wakes up? We take him outside and have them pee. Of
course, yeah.
Yeah, so that means the shaking is she has to pee. And there's a case of the superstitious pigeon. You ever heard this case?
No.
So Skinner boxes, right?
Yeah,
B.F. Skinner.
B.F. Skinner.
The famous behaviorist at
Tortured
Harvard.
children.
Well, he was an idiot in certain respects.
Sure.
But I read Walden Pond to try to see what he was up to, and it's very bizarre. So he had these boxes where he would teach pigeons to go through certain maneuvers to get a piece of food, a reward. And they would learn these dance steps to do, and then a piece of corn would come down. Well, one box, he just had the corn just randomly dropping down. And the pigeons would develop these really elaborate rituals because they thought if they got it right, they now can influence the food coming down. And they would repeat these very elaborate rituals that had no relation to what was happening with the food. So we do that as humans all the time.
Well, otherwise, the world is chaos, though. Don't we have to find patterns and causal relationships?
That's a different thing. Where our frontal cortex always does that. This is more of a behavioral manifestation of random reinforcement. We're just superstitious. We become the superstitious pigeon. We're superstitious. We might do certain rituals, like with our anxiety disorder. And I share that with you.
Yes.
We got always a little OCD goes along with that too, right? Yeah.
You know, I develop new ones and silly ones. For instance, you and I are both Howard Stern fans. I can't listen to the Howard Stern show in the morning without listening to the intro music, the Rob Zombie song. I have to start it right at Rob Zombie, and then when he says, "Hey now, hello," like I have to hear him doing it. Otherwise, I can't listen to the Stern show.
What's going to happen?
It's not as satisfying for me. The world will fall apart. The control,
right. It's going to come to pieces.
It's all there.
Do we have any voice messages?
Yeah, we have a couple for you.
Okay.
Wait, so my tissue use, I'm not going to make myself sicker over the long. It's already been introduced, that bacteria.
Yeah, you're just
shit.
No,
okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Am I insane?
Hey, Dr. Drew.
Hey, buddy.
I'm just calling to ask why I poop so much. I know Enny.
Christina, thanks you.
Poop very much, and maybe once a month, maybe none during the month. But I seem to push out herds at least 3 to 4 times a day. And in my morning poops, my turds are kind of thin and scraggly. Sometimes I look to see if they are like tapeworms or anything like that. Shut the fuck up. Sometimes I just wonder if I'm actually pooping out tapeworm. Just let me know. Try it out.
So you're a little too preoccupied with poop. See, I'm more concerned about guys like that than somebody like Enny.
Stop it.
Yes, I am.
That's a lot.
The pooping multiple times a day and preoccupying about it, to me, that's unhealthy. He should take more bulk. He should go once a day and not worry about it. If you crap out what's called a proglottid, which is a piece of a tapeworm, trust me, you won't miss that.
Well, what does it look like? Does it look like a worm?
Put a proglottid up. Show me proglottid. Tapeworm proglottid.
Because what is that thin, scraggly dump? We've all had that. It looks like a worm.
Just not a bulk. And by the way, you're pushing it out. No, there you go. Picture, photo, not diagram, photo.
That's a dog tapeworm.
Yeah.
Could you say Google?
There,
Google photo of.
Yeah, aren't we looking at images? Proglottid, the tapeworm is a segmented worm, so the segments are called proglottids, and you crap those out.
Basically,
so a big chunk of tapeworm, essentially. And that, like one of those things, like one of those. See that? Yeah, like one of those would come out of you. And yeah, it's good, huh? And Diphyllobothrium latum, that's called. Diphyllobothrium, it is the big tapeworm. It's a common one, too. And
how do you
it's
get that?
Eggs, eating pork and beef that's contaminated. And the real problem is that you can get something called tinea. Gosh darn it. We used to see it all the time where you get tapeworm eggs, like sort of with the progenitors, the larva getting to your brain.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's called cysticercosis.
Oh, for God's sake.
Look up cysticercosis.
Please don't.
CYSTER.
So is it just a miracle
Cysticercosis. It's
that
a miracle
nothing's wrong?
It's a miracle we live from one day to the other. That's the thing as a physician. You realize cysticercosis.
What can
No. CER. The same one word. Cysticercosis. CER. There it is. There it is.
Larva in the brain.
There it is. And we used to see it all the time.
What do you mean all the time? Where? Amongst homeless people?
Homeless, and also some of the immigrants coming up from Central America. We used to see it a lot.
God. What do I do? What can I do so that nothing like this happens to me?
It's unbelievable. Go to yourcolor.com and to see if you have any genetic potential for some biological sort of weaknesses.
Okay.
And it's just that's why we have textbooks stacked to the ceiling of all the shit that can happen to us, right? I mean, it's a miracle that we get on from one day to the next.
But I'm saying like diet and exercise. Check veggies. Eat my veggies.
Eat your veggies.
You're basically saying there's nothing I can do.
Turns out meat's not so bad. Meat's back on the
cow.
carbs may be more the problem than meat.
Hey, I'm pretty much on a paleo primal diet.
Good.
Yeah. Hey, very low carb. I do my elliptical machine.
You're losing weight too, aren't you?
Yes.
Good for you.
Yes. Yeah. I drink my Cardi B tea. I drink tea all day.
She's my favorite.
She's my fucking favorite. What does she do? What does she do?
She was talking.
Yeah, she does that.
Did you hear her stalking on her? Speaking on Stern about her fat ass.
I love her. I love her. I didn't. No. Wait, her interview was a while ago.
No, it was one of her Instagram posts.
Oh.
They're too funny. But in fact, her one about Uncle Sam was my favorite of all time.
I don't remember that.
Can we pull it? Look up Cardi B taxes Uncle Sam. And will we be able to get sound out of this? So we'll be able to hear?
Yeah. I like when she's like, these jeans are too tight. I'm going to get a fucking yeast infection. She's great.
Oh, they don't have the whole thing. She's so good.
Yeah.
She's
smart.
I don't think we'll be able to find
it. It's a huge. It was Instagram, I think.
All you basic bitches.
All right, here's a spicy semen question. My girlfriend says that my semen has a spicy taste and it burns her mouth and throat after she gives me a blowjob. Also burns inside her vagina if I dump. We have poets. Our guys are our emailers are poets. I'm a 23-year-old male. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Don't use drugs. I work out. Eat healthy. Plenty of water. I usually have one small cup of coffee in the morning. Why would it taste that way? What do you think I could do to fix the taste of my white? Or maybe I should just accept it and use my sperm as an exotic salad dressing.
Ugh. No thanks.
No, thank you. When women complain that there's vaginal burning after ejaculation, usually that is atrophic vaginitis or a yeast infection. It's something causing an irritation of the lining of the vagina. But she says that she gets in her mouth too. It makes me wonder if she has yeast, like oral
in
thrush.
In the mouth?
Also.
Thrush.
Very weird.
It burns her mouth, he says, or she just doesn't like the taste of it.
Spicy taste, and it burns her mouth.
Well, that's,
I don't have a good explanation
it's
for
HIV,
that.
right?
Mm-hmm. My friends sent me an article about testicles having taste receptors. Did you ask me about this?
No, I did not, but I've heard this.
Who asked me about this?
Someone did on Enny's. I think it was Enny's episode, right?
That can detect sweet flavors. Also, testicles and anuses can detect savory taste of umami. Is it true that testicles and anus have taste buds? Well, anuses do not, but rectums absorb things so quickly.
Oh, yeah. Richard Christie can taste beer.
Correct. Because it's absorbed so quickly, it gets to the mouth. The tongue gets still in your bloodstream, and you can taste it. And so it makes sense to me that the rectal exposure would. Testicles are pretty porous. It's very, very tiny, very light layer of skin there. So it makes sense to me that something could get through. Somebody said soy sauce could get through. Did I have this conversation here?
It was here. I think it was with Enny. I'm telling you, unless. What is testicle skin equivalent to on my body? Is it the same as my vaginal external skin?
Labia majora.
Labia. It's the same skin, yeah?
But they're stretched out, right? Because
mine? Mine are really stretched out.
Ours are stretched.
Two babies, Drew.
Ours and we have it's surrounded by something that you don't have called the dartos tunic, which is one of my favorite anatomical structures.
The dartos tunic.
Yes. Should have been what they called Darth Vader.
How do you remember this?
And the dartos tunic is what gives the wrinkly appearance.
Let's see the dartos tunic.
Oh, there it is.
It is.
Can you highlight it for us?
No.
There it is. It's hard to see it.
Male parts are not as pretty as my parts.
No, they're not, are they?
They're not aesthetically as pleasing or symmetrical as a vagina, I would say. But I don't know. It's a matter of taste, I guess.
No dartos.
Those are ovaries outside of your body. Weren't those ovaries at one point and then they drop into testes?
Correct.
Oh, here's my vag. I wanted to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've had 2 children, what's the fatty patch on my pubic bone called? You know,
a fupa.
Yeah. Is that what that is? It's like meteor since I've had 2 children. Is that just because I'm fatter? Is that just fat? Will that go away when I lose weight?
Did you have a C-section?
No, vaginal births. It's just generally meteor down there. I'm like, what?
Above the pubic bone.
On the pubic bone.
On the pubic bone.
Right. Like
the pubic bone does a lot of stretching and stuff. So that whole area gets kind of torn up a little bit.
Ravaged.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's worth it.
But they can do a little lipo in there, no problem.
Oh, can you lipo?
I'm sure you could.
Your pubis.
Are you talking about
pubis?
right?
Google.
You're talking about between the superior portion of the vagina and the pubic bone.
I'm not talking. Okay, so there's the undercarriage. There's all your meat and cheese of your veg.
Yeah.
There's the pubic, right? That bone.
Yeah.
I'm talking like up here.
On top of the bone.
The meaty.
Yeah, top of the bone.
It's meatier than it was.
That's
normal? That's just being old?
It's also what pregnancy did. Pregnancy and delivery just really...
God, it's traumatic.
Yeah.
Oh my God, when I gave birth to my second child, it looked like there was a water balloon, like a whoopee cushion hanging out of my vagine. After I delivered Julian, my second baby.
After you delivered him.
After delivery. And I was like, what is this? It looked like, just like I said, a whoopee cushion hanging out of me.
Yeah.
And my
bladder?
Yeah. My doctor
Your
takes one look.
Out.
He goes, oh, it's just your bladder. It'll go back eventually. I was like, what? Can you give me a tighter ETA? Then eventually.
So all that's because it's all torn, all that torn apart, so the bladder falls down into the vagina.
Yeah.
And that changes the sort of the way the bladder works then, because it's not at its usual angle. And all those muscles have been really damaged. That's why every time you jump on a trampoline, you pee.
Yeah. Is there any, I don't want to have surgery. I do Kegels. It's gotten a lot better, actually.
Yeah, Kegels. The surgery, I'm not a fan of the surgeries.
Neither am I. Yeah. I don't want to. Yeah. Don't care that much.
Kegels, very good. 40-year-old straight women, I have a question about sexual fetishes. From a very young age, I've had a fetish that involves being fed and gaining weight. So, feeders.
I know. I get it.
Both the men and there's men that like to feed and women that like to be fed.
Love it.
Jeez.
I would weigh 1,000 pounds easily. Don't you love to eat?
I do, but I don't like it gives me the creeps, this whole phenomenon.
It's not sexual for me.
Yeah. Problem is, I've never entertained the idea of acting these fantasies out. I'm a gym rat and I'm a fitness professional in real life.
Oh.
She goes the other way. It's interesting. I would be disgusted if I actually gained weight. So is there a way to get rid of the fetish? That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
The way some of these funny things work is if you go into therapy and really form a very deep, emotionally focused connection with a therapist, these weird... when you change your emotional landscape, the plates kind of shift. Things shift around, and things you used to think or feel just don't happen anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I did lots of therapy, and anxieties I used to have and preoccupations they just go away. Mm-hmm. And it's just and as I was going through the work, it felt like things were just shifting in ways that are hard to describe.
Yes,
it's trying to describe a dream or something.
Right, like you get healthier and your brain just doesn't operate the same way anymore.
Yeah, you don't have to think about not doing it. It just doesn't do it.
Just falls away.
Yeah, it just falls away.
Like the other day I was in the car and I had this impulse to panic for no reason. And then I immediately went, there's nothing to panic about. What are you doing?
It's an old behavior.
It was an old
There's a certain behavior
thing.
associated with panic too. Oh. Like a lot of people panic. A lot of people's panic is triggered by something. Like a sound or a taste or something. And all of a sudden they'll have it.
Mm-hmm.
So that whole anxiety panic thing sucks.
Yeah, it's a drag, but was that you?
That was me. I was thinking because
what are you thinking about? What are you suffering over?
I don't like having it. The OCD part you can put to use, right?
Yeah.
But the anxiety part is just ugh.
It's a waste. It's a waste of time, and I freaking I hate getting into it. That when you're in that much.
Does having kids become evocative for you?
Yeah. Come on. You're not doing it right if it's not, right? It's got to trigger every fucking issue you've ever had with your own child-parent relationships and stuff. It's calmed down a lot for me. The first year is the hardest. That was my most triggering, is when my children were infants. Now that my older son's 4, I'm like, whoa, I love it.
Yeah, it's fun.
I love it. So once they're out of that, oh God, are you dying? Are you falling over phase? It's like, oh, you're a person now. You can talk. We can do this as people.
Fine.
So I don't fucking know. Can I ask you another medical question? Mm-hmm. Alcohol. Mm-hmm. How fucking horrible is alcohol for you?
It's not good for you.
Yeah, like I feel it's really bad.
It damages your brain above certain levels. Certainly, if like more than a glass of wine, you're working in the wrong direction with your brain. It is the only commonly used substance that is a carcinogen to almost every tissue in your body. Meaning cancer. Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's just poison.
Mm-hmm. It's not poison, but it's not good for you.
Yeah.
And we all like are relating to it.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's socially acceptable to drink that stuff. And what about CBD? Are we going to find out in 10 years that this is the next thing that's going to give us cancer or whatever? CBD oils and such.
So I'm more concerned that it might have some sort of long-term effects that we don't anticipate, and people are using it regularly in your brain, like panic or something.
Right.
I took it and it screwed up my sleep. But a lot of people take it, and it helps her sleep like crazy.
Yeah, I like it for sleeping.
Yeah, and Susan took it and got panic attacks the next day.
Oh, yeah. I accidentally took the highest possible THC dose.
Oh.
Like I thought it was no biggie, and I was like I took a vial, and then Tom came home 4 hours later. I was dead asleep. I went to go pee. I came back, and I was having rolling panic attacks until the sun came out.
Oh.
And I thought I was having a stroke because I had forgotten that 4 hours earlier. Because is that how long it can take to
orally?
Or that's how long it takes. I couldn't put the things together. I was like, "There's no way. This is 4 hours ago. I took this stuff."
Oh yeah, oh yes.
I mean, I'm afraid I've done.
That's one thing. That's the thing that scares me about THC is panic.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm horrible on drugs.
Yeah.
I took LSD twice, both times. Panic, bad trip. It's not for me.
Yeah.
I'm a control person. I can't do it. Right? Did you smoke pot? You don't seem like.
Yeah. I tried in college and I didn't like it.
It's not for you.
I just didn't like it. And I was with a bunch of stoners on my floor, and they're like, "You're not doing it right. Here, do more."
Yeah.
Worse. It was terrible.
Way worse. What do you do to unwind? So what does Dr. Drew do to have fun?
I can unwind very quickly.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You turn off the work brain?
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you like?
Just hanging out, watching TV, or just hanging.
Hanging with the wifey?
Yeah.
You guys, what do you watch? What are your shows?
Oh, Love Boat.
The Love Boat.
Which we literally have been watching lately.
Really? It's a great show.
It's like watching a car accident. You're like, I can't believe this is on TV. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at Mark Harmon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Julie. Julie had a cocaine problem in real life. Remember that?
Interesting. I did not know that.
Captain Stubing. I had a crush on Gopher. He was one of my first TV crushes.
Wow.
Him and the Fonz. I loved Gopher. I was obsessed because he was the goofy guy.
Yeah, he was a cool dude.
What do you like about the Love Boat?
Nothing. It was like a car accident. No, we watch. I like Killing Eve, and I like
Killing Eve.
Yet? Oh,
what is
dude,
that?
I assign you that.
Oh fuck! This is a million years. I had like a baby at the time.
Killing
Tell
Eve.
me what to watch.
It's about psychopathy.
Oh Christ!
You're gonna love it.
Where do I find this on?
Killing Eve is
iTunes.
You can probably find it on Hulu. Yeah. You do like Succession?
No. Wait, is that a royalty show?
It's about a family with a bunch of money.
Okay.
It's good. It's on HBO.
Okay.
Fleabag.
I can't get into that.
Yeah, that one took a while.
It's not funny for me. No, but that's what you do. You guys watch TV. Yeah. You don't take pot. You drink alcohol.
A little bit.
What do you like to drink?
Well, because I'm on this carb-free diet, I drink bourbon.
Oh, and that's a cheat drink, eh?
Yeah, and I can't. It hurts my stomach.
I don't like bourbon.
Very much of it and stuff.
If I'm on a low-carb diet, what drink should I drink?
Bourbon.
Oh.
Vodka,
Vodka?
Yeah.
No, why? Because it's made from...
These are no carb. None of these have any carbohydrates.
I gotta write that shit down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Waka? Why with the W?
Vodka. No, that's a V. Don't look at my drawing. All
right.
Go.
Anything else out there? Voices? Any voice message?
Yeah, we got a couple more.
All right, let's hear it.
Hi, Dr. Drew. My name is Hannah. I'm 26 years old. I have a prescription for Ativan. I have anxiety and OCD. I've been in therapy for 11 years, and I will sometimes drink on it in the evening if I take it at like maybe 10 or so in the morning. Sometimes I will have like some wine at maybe like 5 or 6, sometimes even later. Usually it's at least 8 hours since I took it.
Okay.
I don't know. I read that it was a 12-hour half-life.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering if that's
you're fine.
Dangerous.
No, you're fine.
If it, is it fine.
You're fine. Don't drive a car. That's all. Just don't drive a car.
What's the concern? Because I was worried too. Can I take my Lexapro in the morning and have a glass of wine at night?
That's a very different kind of medication.
What's Ativan?
Ativan is a benzodiazepine like Valium, and alcohol works through the same system, and so it can be highly sedating the two together. So you don't want to operate machinery. You don't want to drive a car.
Gotcha.
But that's about it. Unless you're an addict, then you don't want to be on either of them.
Right.
All right, one more.
Hey, Drew. This is Jason from New York. Sometimes when I go to the bathroom, my bowel movements would be a light green or a dark green color. I used to have this once every while. Is this normal? I think it is. I know someone else that also had it. Let me know, please. Thanks.
Like they're sharing it. Did
you
have green shit too? Your green bowel movement?
Oh, I've had green bowel movement. Yeah, it's like spinach. Like you had too much kale or something that day.
It's all the color. All the brown stuff is all from bile.
Bile. Yeah, right. Baby turds are like that. So wait, what is that? Is that wrong? Is that bad?
It's fine. Nothing. It's a nothing. Don't preoccupy about your shit. It's just your body. Remember, From your mouth to your anus is outside your body.
I know you said that to Enny, and I've been thinking about it ever since.
It's a tube that goes from your mouth to your anus, and it's all outside your body. Now, the small bowel, it's a little more complicated and stuff, but the colon
the large
is just
intestine,
a giant tube. All of it, everything's outside your body, from your mouth to your anus. It's just a big old long tube.
Just blowing me away, man.
That's why if you get a puncture of your bowel,
yeah,
like your appendix ruptures, or you get a stab wound or a gunshot wound, you're in real trouble, because all that stuff that's outside your body, all that stool, gets into your
leaking
your
in
peritoneum, and then you get infection, and then you got a problem. So what's your new stand-up going to be like?
Well, I'm going deep on motherhood. I'm saying some shit that bitches haven't been saying for centuries.
Wow.
I don't know why women lie. They're like, it's the best job in the world.
Oh, no, they all want to kill their child.
Yeah.
They all want to do it.
Yeah, and
they all have fantasies about killing the children.
Like, I don't want to kill them. I mean,
when they're young.
When they're super little,
overwhelmed.
like, there's no going back. Yeah, so I think really about those dark feelings and how mom still is, unfortunately, the center of the universe when it comes to kids.
For the baby, they can't. It's just the way it is.
It's just the fucking way it is. Yeah. And this whole idea of equality is bullshit, because there's still billboards saying, don't forget to be a dad today. So, hello, there's this.
The dad could do his best and could do a lot.
Yeah.
But he cannot substitute for mom.
100%, and there's wonderfulness to that. It's not all bad,
right? But I have gay friends that have raised kids and stuff, and they're great kids. No, they're great.
No, that's wrong.
Great kids. So clearly
yes, you can. Yes,
you can. But when the baby has a mom, that baby wants that mom.
Oh, tell me about it. I haven't taken a dump alone in 4 years. Like they don't let you do anything.
Yeah, it's weird. And I've always said the part that they don't tell you about is that the child, once they're out, put a hose into your soul and just suck it right out, and just continually do that every day. And I just felt so bad for my wife, and there's no interference I could do to make that stop.
Well, and I feel like it's significantly unfair, being as I'm all for equality of the genders, and you're like, this is the one thing my husband doesn't get in terms of like,
do it.
He can't do it, but he also doesn't, I don't think, understands the level of sacrifice that the woman fucking goes through.
I get it. I think it's important that we acknowledge it and talk about it, because and there's another piece to it too. If you then try to work, you feel immense loss and guilt.
Yeah.
And you literally, your motivational system say, go back. You got to go back. And so you feel terrible trying to get away. It's a really awful burden that women have.
Oh yeah. When you're there, you're sometimes resentful. You feel like you're falling behind. You feel like you're whatever.
Your identity's
your ego's
being gone.
Yeah. And then when you're away, you're guilty as fuck. And you know.
I think we need to talk much more realistically about that. And so all we can do as men is interfere by doing like activities. We come in and we start stimulating, which fucks everything up for you guys, because then the children are all spun and and they won't go to sleep, but that's the only kind of interference we can really do.
But I think like I said, what really bothers me is the myth of equality, and I think the women's movement, we've tried to like do as much, but the truth of it is it's fucking mom, and mom gets blamed when the kid becomes a serial killer. It's mom's fault. Mom becomes
that's always horrible.
The boy becomes a millionaire. It's mom's fault.
That's horrible.
It's fucking mom.
But you should
anyways,
read Megan Daum's book.
What is it? Megan Daum?
D-A-U-M. The Problem with Everything. And she's about your age, I think, maybe a little older, and she's just trying to struggle with fourth wave feminism.
Yeah. Because I like being
I think you get material from it.
Oh, I'm going to steal this bitch's thoughts. You got it. But I am also very tradish in a lot of ways. I'm a feminist, but I also we kind of live a tradish life,
But the problem right now is that we are not allowed to talk about what's real biologically in the human experience. And if we don't talk about what is, how can we get to what ought?
Well,
we got to change what is to what we'd like it to be, but first we have to talk about what is so we can try to figure out how to move it in a direction we like it to go.
But there is no gender. Did you know that?
Yeah.
There's no such thing as an inherent role.
I actually got kind of angry. I was looking at some intersex data, and they were throwing everything into intersex, phymoses and things like that.
I don't know what you're talking about. What's phimosis?
The urethral problem. It's like now we're starting to put kidney things into intersex. It's like, Jesus, no, you can't do that. That's nothing to do with the genitalia. I mean, it happens to be something that runs through the penis, but it's just incidental. It's not, oh my God.
What do you mean they're rewriting like medical journals
they're trying to be medical, and it's like, no, this is not okay. This is way off. This is way off.
Yeah.
You can't classify urology as a gender issue.
It's fairly straightforward. Yeah. Well, because I'm a big feminist. I studied philosophy. I read my Simone de Beauvoir.
I love her. Yeah, I love her.
Get it. Hey man, I was on and yet fucking board.
Sartre treated her like shit.
He was a piece of shit. But and I too believed that gender was a societal construct, 100%, until I had children. And then I was like, oh, I am a mom. I get this. There's something inside of me beyond my control that can do fucking this. And it's beyond me. It's primordial.
I used to walk behind my wife and go, how did you know? How did you know?
Yeah.
How do you know what to do? How do you know that? I'm like, I was mystified.
Yeah, it's just innate. It's what my biology dictates. And I don't want to be that girl that believes that, but hey, man, the fuck? I'm still a butchy woman, though, you know? I'm an alpha bitch.
You still be a goth mom.
Fuck yeah, I'm a goth mom. Hardcore.
All right, we got to wrap this up. Thank you for coming by again. We appreciate it so much. It's so much fun when you come around.
You're the best. I adore
And I want
to
get to YMH as soon as possible. We got to get over there.
You're coming.
Yeah.
You're
booked.
And
I'm going to make you watch a little bit of tour action right now.
Okay.
When we wrap up. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Again, everything's at drdrew.com, and we appreciate you sending in the voice messages and the emails, and we'll see you here next time.
All conversations and information exchanged during participation in the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast or interaction on the drdrew.com website is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not confuse this with treatment or physician medical advice or direction per se. You must always follow your medical professional's advice and direction. Nothing on these podcasts or posted on this site supplements or supersedes the relationship and direction of your medical caretakers. Please understand, I am not playing the role of physician in this environment per se. I'm educating. I am a licensed physician with specialty boards in American Board of Internal Medicine and American Board of Addiction Medicine.